Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Wheel to Wheel Racing, the home of GT racing on Gran Turismo Sport. Season 6 begins this evening with Division 2 racing in the Group 4 cars in Japan at the famous Suzuka International Racing Course. 5.8 kilometres, 18 turns of fast, intense flowing track. Drivers will race in 3 heats this evening, the first and second races being 7 laps, finishing with a 14-lap reverse grid feature. Joining me this evening in the commentary box, we have the dulcet tones of Super Dragon, and on visuals we have the one and only Fine Moves. Welcome, gentlemen.
How you going, Squid?
I'm fantastic. I'm looking forward to it. We're back and we're bigger and better. What are you thinking, Super Dragon? Pumped up?
I'm just so happy to be back racing with the season start tonight.
Yeah, bring it on. Season 6.
Bit of a feature going on in the off season with the Group 2 cars, which was run by Wheel to Wheel. A bit of a one-make series, which was great. But this is really what we're here for. The Group 3 and Group 4 Season 6 main feature. That's what we're here all about. And fortunately, over that off season, we saw a big growth in registrations. We've got 101 registrations in the league itself, and this evening we've got 85 participants across 6 lobbies.
Great to see.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, huge turnout for the start of the season.
Now, this evening's event, we're being streamed to you live on Facebook, on Twitch, and on YouTube, thanks to the donation from Racers, which is an Australian outfit aimed at growing grassroots racing across a broad array of Australian racing circuits, including Sydney, Adelaide, and Queensland International Raceways, just to name a few. Check them out. They are at races.world.
Yeah, cool. So this is a Division 2 lobby tonight. Who are our picks, boys?
I'm gonna go with probably the easy one and say I'm gonna guess Tankmaster's gonna take it out.
Tankmaster is pretty strong, but we've just been talking about a number of the new registrations that we've had, and I've done a lot of practice this week with oil in my blood. Oil is very quick as well. So we've got some of the quick guys from last season. We've got some of the new guys too. I've got my money on Oil tonight.
Yeah, I think it'll be a really good battle up front with Tank, Speedy, and Evil One as well.
Yeah, I'm hoping Oil in my blood does well. I snatched him up on my team, so yeah, he was a quick one in the off season. So yeah, I hope he does well tonight.
Oil racing for Slip Dream tonight. Number of familiar faces coming back, which is fantastic to see. But it is always good when we see those new names, new faces coming out, putting down great times, and helping us build this league. But what we'll see shortly will be the host will run a. Here we go. We've just started qualifying now. It'll be a 5-minute qualifying session, which has 0 fuel and no tyre wear, and allows the cars to get the fastest times that they can. So this will be, we should see, the faster times of the night here now.
Yeah, some great liveries as well for Season 6, aren't there? Team Vintage has gone the comic book hero, Marvel, is it?
Yeah.
Where is he? Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, they have 3 cars in this race as well with the Marvel representation. So you've got Vintage with the Captain America machine, you've got Rex with the Stark Industries Iron Man car, and then I cannot find his name.
Dale Teeks in Black Panther.
Yes.
Oh, yep. There he is.
It's representing Chadwick Boseman.
It's great to see the original designs and the creativity that come out, seeing the different liveries. We don't have too many restrictions in the league on what liveries can be run, which really allows the creativity to come out in each individual car, which is great to see.
Yeah, and one of my favourite parts about the start of a new season is everyone gets to revamp their liveries, make some new ones, and you just see especially with 100 people signed up. You get to see 100 different liveries entered throughout the season. So
yeah,
absolutely.
Loving Warpath's got a nice livery there too.
Back again in the Norton antivirus car.
Yep.
Some really nice,
races.
well put together liveries here.
Race is just rounding the spoon curve now, and we'll see them on the main back straight before they go through what's basically a flat left-hander, through the Casio triangle, and then on to begin their first hot lap.
See most guys spacing out to try and give themselves plenty of room during qualifying so they don't get held up by any other drivers as well.
Now we know racing and qualifying are two different things, so if you had to pick just one racer, Dragon, who's your pick to take pole out here?
Around here, I'm gonna say Rexy. He was doing some pretty quick times in the warm up, and I think he's got a good one lap pace in him to take it here.
Yeah, what do you reckon, Fine Moves? Marty's on Rexy?
I might go with Speedy Tyres. He can always put on a pretty decent qualifying time.
He can be a bit of a dark horse.
Yeah, he's got someone in front of him though. This might not be the best lap. He's gonna have to space himself out a bit better on his next one.
How about yourself, Squiddy? Who have you got?
Look, there's a lot of names. I think Vintage has actually been racing very well in practice as well. We've had some great battles too. So I'll put one out for Vintage here.
Yeah, let's jump on board with
that BMW
Vintage and see how
that glorious Captain America machine.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful car to drive, that M4, as Fine Moves and I drove it last season in Season 5. Great car, it's got a lot of speed in it, and I think we should see some good times coming out of these guys.
Took out the Manufacturers Championship, I believe,
that's
as well,
man.
didn't it?
We took it out, that's why they're going for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the M4's great. Really stable, they should do well, I think. Round 1.
Surprising, I think, that not more teams selected the BMW as a manufacturer. Something or a new way that we're able to select manufacturers in this season is that each team has 6 drivers. Each team is allowed to select 2 manufacturers, and each driver within that team must drive one of those manufacturers in both Group 3 and Group 4. So that allows a lot of other cars to come out of the woodwork when we see the privateers. Which is why we have Corvettes and Citroens and that sort of thing.
So by the sounds of the comments, it looks like they've accidentally left tyre wear on for qualifying.
Yeah, I'm just noticing that too. And fuel as well, by the look of it.
Rex.
We'll have to see what the...
With that said, my dark horse, Rexy, has come through with the fastest time so far.
Vintage in 3rd
208.5
and Speedy in 4th. But yeah, this is something they didn't necessarily prepare for with the tyre wear.
We'll see what the host decides. At the end of the day, it is the host decision.
So,
that Smurf by the look of it.
Rex has just had his lap ruined because Smurf paused in the middle of the S's and it's not ghosted him.
No.
And he's just run straight into the back of him.
Oh, he's off
That's
track, yep.
unfortunate.
Well, there's no restarts in Season 6 for...
Yeah,
we're not doing restarts.
We had some
right?
issues. We had some issues last season. Things like had some issues last season with restarts and that sort of thing, and what the rules were that surrounded that. So we made a decision, as this is essentially an esports tournament. Things like failures on the grid and pit lane glitches and that sort of thing will be, the real life equivalent of an engine failure. So unfortunately, there won't be any restarts, and the guys who aren't able to keep it on the grid, we will we'll roll on.
That's alright though.
It is what it is.
Still holding on to his spot.
Yeah, that's it.
Oil just coming through the Casio Triangle now on his second flying lap. And we'll see if he can increase on his fastest time.
Doesn't look like it. He's had a bit of
Didn't quite get it.
Speedy Tyres coming through to finish his lap now as well. He's looking on a
Speedy. Oh, he's up to third.
Speedy into
He's
third.
jumped Vintage.
That's 2/10 on Vintage, so it's a good effort there by Speedy. Well done.
Dockhead coming across the line. Doesn't improve his lap. Warpath's going to be the next one to come across, but he's had a bit of a shocker by the look of it. And we have a couple of guys stopped on track or paused.
So unfortunately, seems like there's a little bit of confusion that's happened with those incorrect settings. But
Yep.
at the end of the day, there's 3 races, and there's 7 laps for the first 2, 14 laps for the last. There's going to be plenty of time for these races to work it out on track.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, here we go.
And that's completion of qualifying. Rexy will take pole with Oil in My Blood on the first row with him.
I knew he'd do it for me. Rexy never lets me down. After he's had a bit of a rough run in a couple of races in the Group 2-1 make in that My Little Pony machine, but he's come through in the Ironman BMW to take pole.
Alright, we are set up on the grid. Season 6, Race 1 for Division 2. Suzuka. Lights out, we are racing. Rexy's got a great start. Oil in My Blood, just building an overlap there. Speedy with an absolute flyer.
Oh, who's going up the inside there? Speedy, was it? No, Oil.
Well, I believe that was Oil just poking his nose up the inside of Rexy, giving him something to pay attention to coming through.
Man, it is
there.
bunched up. It's bunched up, isn't it?
What you want to see too. Some beautiful close racing that started off the first 7 laps tonight.
As they single file through the S-curves, Rexy retains his first position with Oil in My Blood and Speedy up behind. So they're basically in grid format at this stage.
Vintage right on the tail of Speedy.
He'll be keen to make moves, I'm sure.
I feel like
Wow,
it's
Vintage has
going
the
to be a
pace.
lot of minus turn up until the exit of Spoon, and on that big long straight where people are going to be able to try and make their moves. Everyone looks to get through the hairpin cleanly enough.
Yeah, Smurf looks to run a little bit wide, but no, he's kept it on track. Nicely done.
I'm interested to see if the BMW of Rexy can hold off the Corvette of Oil coming down that back straight.
The Corvettes certainly have great speed, great top speed here.
Gosh, that's a nice livery, Rex.
It's gorgeous, isn't it? The
Yeah,
Iron Man
beautifully
machine.
done.
Go.
And Vintage as well, to be honest. I think that whole team, in keeping with the theme that they have, they've done a great job.
I think Vintage might have my favourite livery of this lobby. That Iron Man machine's just put together so well.
Oh, Vintage on the
Vintage.
AstroTurf. He's run wide. It's very squirrely. He's taken.
No!
That is a massive collision.
Oh, and there's
Oh,
more
my
behind
goodness.
it too. We're going to have to grab a wheel-to-wheel replay on that one if we can
Yeah.
find moves.
That sounds
There's
good.
a
Let's
lot
do
to
it.
unpack there.
We'll jump on board with
Handing
Con.
over to you,
'cause
find
he's-
moves.
Yep, on board with Con at the moment, who's was behind all the chaos as it unfolded. We can see, oh man, he's just, wow. Oh, he got rammed on the back. What a mess. Alright.
That's very unfortunate, but that's racing. That's how it goes sometimes, just like the real world. Luckily enough, these guys can drive around with some damage for 30 seconds and then get back to it. Whereas there could have been some races ended if this was real life.
So yeah, Ripdoc was the big winner out of that. He snuck up into 4th.
But he has. They've also given a nice little gap to the top 3 who are still all within a second of each other. But I think that battle for fourth is going to heat up now with Vintage and Tank wanting to make their way up after that incident.
Absolutely. Vintage redressed that position through to Ripdoc. I think he was trying to redress to the other cars behind him. So there's it's something that really the stewards are going to have to unpack, as Vintage just avoids Ripdoc.
Gives Tankmaster a little nudge to get over, but back to line of stern. And back up the front, Euler's got a lot closer to Rexy than he was the first time around, but Rexy's got an amazing run out of the spoon curve down into the straight on the run to 130R. But Corvette's looking to drag him back in. Not going to be
Corvette in the slipstream is beautiful. He's 1.4 seconds up on the fastest. Obviously, this is the second lap, but it'll be good to see if Oil can put down the fastest lap here. Rexy a little bit deep there into the Casio triangle.
Oh, Speedy's got a great run out of that too. He's right on the rear bumper of Oil now.
Yeah, absolutely.
8050. Speedy's got an 80 flat. That's wow.
Oh wow, Speedy doesn't quite have the pace there to. It's a really tough track to overtake on, isn't it?
Yeah, there's really only a couple of places that you can squarely rely on overtaking within the braking zone. Other than that, what we'll start to see in the final lobby of tonight, or the final race of tonight, the 14 lapper, as cars decide when they're going to run soft and when they're going to run mediums, we'll start to see a lot more overtaking in different parts of the track as those group levels differ.
Yeah, the battle's still going on for fourth as well.
Yeah, right.
Between Ripdoc, Vintage and Tank, and Dale's also starting to latch onto the back of them too in that BMW.
Yeah, nice.
Tankmaster with a run on Vintage Racer. Vintage keeps it defensive. He's going to have to go around the outside.
Beautiful side-by-side driving through that corner.
Oh, I think he got it.
But Tankmaster had the great exit, and he's got it round the outside of Vintage Racer.
That's very well done. That's brought Dale a little closer to.
He's missed the lock on Ripdoc now. Let's see if he can do anything out on the back straight.
Corvette versus Aston, battle of straight line speed here. I don't think the Aston will be able to get it done before the corner, but Ripdoc might let him have it, which he does. He slams on the anchors and makes sure both cars get through cleanly. Vintage is going to do him around the outside for that though. Beautifully done by Vintage there. Gone around the outside just after 130R.
I was a bit worried about Tankmaster there, but Vintage, beautiful run.
Dale Teague's definitely looking to move ahead of Ripdoc here, I think.
Yeah, looking to follow through his team leader, the Marvel team leader, and get the move done and hopefully just latch onto the back of Tank and catch back up to the top three if they got the time. But that gap has grown to 5.7 seconds.
Yeah, Tankmaster, he'll be pushing hard to try and catch up to Speedy. He's breaking away now from Vintage. Oh, Oil in My Blood just made a move into first.
There he is. There he goes past. I didn't see it. That might be worth a replay.
Yeah, let's cue that up. Here we go. So coming through the S's. Oh, Rex went a little bit wide. Oh! He just clipped the edge there and allowed Oil in My Blood through. Awesome work.
Good stuff. Happy with that one, getting the forced error, pressuring Rexy too much and pressured him into a small enough mistake to where he could get the move done.
That's it. And Oil
It's
will
very
be in
close,
push
though.
mode now. He'll just be wanting to open up that gap, try and break slipstream from Rexy, and leave Rexy and Speedy behind if he can. But Speedy looking very racy on the back of Rexy as well. He tried to make a pass into the hairpin, but Rexy was able to shut the door on him, keep him behind.
Got a very nice run up behind him in this slipstream now, but it's not going to happen quick enough. Running way out onto the rumble strip and into braking zone for the Casio triangle, but he's not going to be able to do it around the outside, so going to tuck back in and hope to do it down the start-finish straight.
Yeah, this is where the
Tank
tyres are
Master
going to... Oh, sorry, yeah, go.
No, he's all right. He's pulled it up. I thought Tank Master was a bit deep into Casio triangle, but he's pulled it up and he's managed to keep himself in fourth. Sorry.
Speedy's, they're side by side into turn 1 here. Speedy and Rex.
Nice work.
A little bit of door rubbing, but beautifully defended by Rex there.
Yeah, this is where I was going to say the tyre wear is going to start kicking in, so... yeah, it looks as if Rex is struggling a little.
It does. Looking at Oil's tyres, they look absolutely amazing compared to the other two behind him.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Incredible after 4.5 laps of racing now.
He's just set a blue first sector for himself too, so... Finally in that free air, not having to worry about the cars directly in front.
The rest of the pack looks like they've got pretty good spacing, so definitely worth sticking with the battles up here for second and third.
Yeah, I think Speedy's going to want to get past Rexy pretty quickly too. But with that said, Vintage is he's caught right back onto the back of Tank Master as well.
I'm pretty sure the sign on the back of Speedy's car says "No baby on board. It's okay to crash into me."
He also has... something's
Oil!
happened to Oil.
What is happening?
No!
Something has
Was
happened
he
to Oil,
burning
and
a
that's
penalty?
helped Speedy and Rex are now side by side coming through 130R. Speedy might have it here as well.
No,
he's
Speedy's
gone
run
wide.
wide. That's
He's
Rexy.
very
That's
wide.
Rexy through to first. Oh
Back
wow!
in the first where he started.
I'm
on,
not
Oil.
certain
Get back
what
in
happened
this.
with Oil, whether that was a penalty or whether there was something else going on. But
Yeah.
what we have is Rexy in first, Speedy just not quite able to get it done. He's back in second. Oil
We
in
also
third.
have Troy and Con very close together in the McLarens for 7th and 8th. For 8th and 9th, sorry.
Both team go for gold. See if anything comes of that.
Two cars that definitely stand out. Very very bright yellow from Troy and the gold from Con. Definitely not one you're going to miss driving past you.
Ooh, the battle for third. Second, sorry. Man, these guys
Yeah,
are...
it's
It's
back
heating
on.
up.
Well, it's becoming a three-way battle for first by the look of it.
Yeah.
Oil definitely closing in with tyres in impeccable condition.
I'm expecting Oil to maybe try and make a move on Speedy, coming out of Spoon with that extra grip he's got. And Speedy's had trouble getting past Rex for the past couple of laps, so this might be Oil's to grab. He's going to try around the outside here though in the Aston.
Well, that will set him up nicely for the... Oh, well driven by...
Out of it, and Oil's stuck up
Nice
inside.
work. Oil! The move! Oh! Speedy,
That's
very
driving
wide
right on the
there.
edge of the track.
Absolutely
Right there.
incredible driving from Speedy Tyres there twice. On the brakes into Spoon Curve there at the beginning, he managed to keep both himself and Rexy on track and then kept it narrow enough that he didn't run on the AstroTurf on the exit. Great driving, Speedy.
And Rex has gone wide.
Yes.
He hangs on to it though. Oh man, these
Ooh,
tyres.
Oil's gotten a little loose there. Oh,
Great acceleration out of the exit.
Speedy's got a good run out of there because there was a little bit of a pinball with Rexy and Oil.
He's got the
Can he
slipstream
hold
oil, so he doesn't
Rexy's-
anymore.
Oh, now Speedy's got the slipstream. Oh no.
See, that's smart by Rexy because he knows Oil got past him earlier and Speedy couldn't find a way. Ooh, a
Oh,
little
there's
nudge
contact.
by Oil.
Meanwhile, Tankmaster is closing this gap. Little too
Very
late
much.
though.
He'll be loving
Last
this
lap.
battling.
Yeah, he was 5 seconds back and he's brought that gap to just over 2 seconds.
It's looking like it might be a little too late, but definitely puts him in the running with these guys for the next race. After maybe a qualifying that he wasn't too happy about.
Final
Oil
lap.
definitely doesn't look like he wants to give up on this though. He wants that position from Speedy at least.
Yeah, Oil's hunting.
Banging it off the rev limiter on the downshift. That poor engine.
Yeah. Now, of course, not all these drivers are directly competing with each other within their own divisions, and we can see based on the wing mirror colour which divisions each driver is in. So the first two here, Rexy and Speedy, are both in, I believe, Division 2.
Yep.
With the blue mirrors, and we've got Oil as one of our new drivers down, in the D League. So that's our development league, and these drivers will move up and down in the lobbies that they race in to keep us competitive each week.
So while not directly competing with each other on the leaderboards, they are all fighting for points on the leaderboards because the points are decided by your overall race times in all of the races.
Check this out,
Rexy is
boys.
giving no room there to Speedy. He's giving him no chance to even look up the inside.
I don't think I've breathed this whole lap. Rexy's move there, he's fended Speedy's attack off.
Mate,
It's going to be
great
Rexy in
race.
first, Speedy in second,
Beautifully done.
Oil in my blood third,
Tankmaster fourth. Good job.
Yep.
Tankmaster
bringing
fourth
him
with
in
a 4 second
fifth.
gap.
Dale in
Seventh.
6th.
Nice one.
Troy bringing home 8th. Ripdoc's going to bring home 9th. Evil One with a rough race after that incident with Vintage is coming home in 10th. Warpath is second behind him. And Smurf bringing up the rear 4 seconds behind Warpath. But well done nonetheless.
Great racing, Division 2.
Very well done.
Yeah, that was awesome.
As we see the victory screen for that beautiful Stark Industries Iron Man BMW.
Oh, I love it. He's got the arc reactor on his chest too. Fantastic, Rexy.
Racing suit to go with it. It's
Love it. So I believe we'll have a quick change of settings for the lobby to the correct time of day and removing qualifier, and then we'll be rolling straight into another 7-lapper.
Yeah, 3 races this season, so we're doing 2 reverse grids, qualifying, race 1, and then race 2 and 3 are reverse grids, with the final race being a 30-minute race.
Wow. I'm just taking a minute to get my breath back after watching that. That was an intense final lap between all 3 of those podium positions.
Oh, it's going to be awesome to see them working their way through the field from the back.
Especially on a track that's it's a lot harder to pass on than maybe some others. So a track position is a lot more important. So it'll be very interesting to see how they make their way through it.
Man, this is and a tough track to overtake. It's going to be interesting. Tankmaster will be starting in front of those the top 3. So my prediction would be have to be Tankmaster for this race.
He's going to have he's going to have an advantage by being in his finished position, but yeah, that's right. Smurf's got a lot of speed this season.
Yeah, he's actually forgot about that. He's starting from the front, and he's a very good defender. So Yeah, let's see what happens there.
I'm going to go
bust
with
out a lead, I think.
I'm going to go with Vintage for this one. I think he's starting in front of the faster guys. He might be able to get through the pack a little quicker and just gap them a little. So
I'm going to go with Smurf for the win, Tankmaster second, and gosh, maybe Oil in My Blood third.
You're just saying that because he's your teammate.
No, I've got confidence in the BMW boys, but I really think this one's Tankmaster's one to lose. I think he'll if he can hold them back, then he'll definitely take it. But he's got his work cut out for him ahead of him, passing all those other cards.
So much of this is going to depend on who can get away from the start cleanly and maybe make up a few spots for the guys at the back. If they can get a car or two in between them and the guys they were directly competing with there, it might be a huge help later on in the race.
That's right. Something that you can't do in the BMWs at the start is you really can't just plant your foot and drop the brake. You start wheel spinning and that sort of thing. Whereas a lot of the other cars on the grid, you really can just rely on the grip of the tyres to set you off. So we might see some stronger starts from some of those other drivers.
So who's your pick to watch from the start? Who's going to get the best start here?
I reckon Tankmaster will be the one to watch on the inside.
Alrighty.
Alright, let's jump on with Tank.
Alright, we are 5 red lights, Suzuka race 2, lights green.
Not the greatest start from Tank, but Oil's just snuck through.
A little bit of wheel spin from Vintage in front of the BMW too. Side by side action through turn 1. Just trying to see where everyone's going to slot in for the S's, if anyone's going to try and go side by side, which Oil and Tank have done, but Oil's going to pull out in front of him here, which could be huge for later on in the race. Speedy just got shuffled to the very back.
Vintage looking very keen to get around Troy.
The fight for first is on between Smurf and Evil One as well.
Evil One will definitely want to be wrestling that from Smurf's fingers, but Smurf isn't going to give it up easily.
It's definitely
big train of cars as they come through the two corners there and now into the hairpin.
just an update from the back of the field as well. Rex has actually just gone up the inside of Speedy in the hairpin. And like Speedy's going to hold that position as well.
Ripdoc through on Con as well by the look of it.
And those Corvettes look glorious coming down the straight, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Ah, yes, another teammate. Bring
Get
it
him out
on.
of here.
Oh, he's going to make the move up the inside into third, I think.
See if
Does he
both of
get
them
it?
are holding
Yes.
it too.
Does.
Con's going to sneak through as well, and Troy around the outside. Man, Warpath has just got absolutely mugged there.
Yeah,
He's gone
Troy's
from third to sixth in 2 corners.
Troy's run around the outside there was phenomenal. That was great.
Yeah. He's lost those positions through no fault of his own, but giving Ripdoc a look up the inside.
Oh man, look at the speed.
Now Troy and Con are going side by side into turn 1 now.
He's going to go round.
Troy.
Oh, no.
Overcooked
Gone
it.
too
Troy
hard.
is into the
He's
sand.
gone round, but not the right way there. That is unfortunate.
Commentator's
That'll
curse.
relegate him all the way to the back of the field as well. As we still have Oil, Speedy, Vintage, and Tank all together as well.
Oh,
Speedy
bit of
just
contact,
giving Oil
Speedy.
a little bit of a nudge.
Yeah, Oil did not come off best there. But these boys definitely struggling to
Rex
make
and
their way
Speedy,
through the
eh?
back.
Yeah, it's tough. It is tough.
And it's tough on tyres too. These guys, once they do finally make their way through the pack, they might find that their tyre life is so low.
This absolutely just shows how important track position is on this course as well.
Definitely.
There's some guys who maybe couldn't make their way through last race have been able to hold the front of the field.
It's
just 2-second penalty as well. Now, where would you recommend he burn that penalty off here? Because you would want to get it done in a spot that doesn't lead into a long straight, but
I think it'd be best done off to the left-hand side of the track in the mid to late stage of this section of straight.
Here in the straight, actually. That's going to let a bunch of drivers through.
Well, back up the field, we've got Tankmaster and Dale going side by side through 130R, and an absolute massive pack of cars coming through the Casio Triangle. Oh, a little bit of a bump from Dale to Rexy. They're pushing him off the track. A little bit of a team-on-team action there.
Look there, like Rexy had made his way through up to about 6th position, but
yeah, he got a little bump from Dale, and
well, that's Speedy on the
tyres going for a move.
Vintage, and he gets it done.
It seems that Dale is the cork in the bottle right now, just holding back the front runners from last race, while Tankmaster is catching up to Warpath to make his way through the field. He's actually got a really good run on him up through here, and he's right on his rear bumper again. And he's purple through the first sector.
These 4 cars, 5 as Oil gets up to. It's great racing to watch.
Beautiful. I'm expecting to see Tankmaster go for it into this hairpin on Warpath for 4th position as well. He's got a good run on him. He's going to go up the inside of the kink and around the outside of the hairpin like we saw him do earlier. Gets it done before the apex of the corner as well. Beautifully done. That kind of releases Tank from this whole pack battle as well. So
man, he's going for the win here. Tankmaster's going for it. Those 3 in front are definitely within reach.
Speedy's looking up the inside of Dale for 6th position now. Dale's going to hold it there very well under brakes.
Meanwhile, Evil One up in 2nd, desperately trying to take first away from Smurf. He still hasn't been able to get it done. Smurf playing very defensively.
Here he goes, just looking up the inside into the Casio Triangle, but he brakes a little early. Maybe trying to scare Smurf into leaving room and taking an unnecessary line, as that pack of 5 cars are all side by side through the Casio Triangle yet again for 6 cars.
Of course they are.
It's just beautiful racing to see, as Speedy Tyres picked up a half-second penalty there in the Casio Triangle as well. He did not burn it before the line, but he's burning it on the start-finish straight.
Smurf got a bit of a tap there from Evil One.
Evil One almost fell victim to Con there as well, and Tankmaster is right on the rear bumper of all of these cars now.
Like an angry hornet there, isn't he?
Rexy has actually made his way through up into 6th as well to get to the front of this pack, and probably looking to break away and catch up to these guys.
Tankmaster with a
There's so much racing going on.
Oh, Evil One with a good run. He's not giving Smurf a good position on track. That's Evil One into 1st. Beautifully done.
Very nicely done. As Tank's looking to do the same move that he did last lap on Con now.
Yeah.
Same move that he did last lap on Warpath. Con's giving him no room at all.
Great wall of Con.
Around the outside. Around the outside. Oh, he's getting pushed wide. Oh, he hangs onto it.
Tank pushes him back to let him know, I'm not going to take that. And he's back up into 3rd, but can he hold it into Spoon? It's looking like he's going to have the... Yeah, he's got it done beautifully.
Oh,
Great wall of Con fell there, but he's let him back
Con's
through.
got him back.
Who's going to get the
Will all
run?
depend
Who's
on
going to
this
have the
exit.
slipstream? Con has given him no extra room than he needs in that car as well. As
Tank's
they
got a
bank
lot
doors the
of
whole way down
track on his
the-
right hand side. He had a lot of track on his right hand side, but he was still making contact with Con, which is
Yeah,
interesting.
he was fighting for that slipstream of Smurf in front, I believe,
All right.
because Smurf was kind of sitting in between the two of them. So
Yeah,
they both
okay.
wanted as much of that slipstream as possible. But doing a quick check back, Oil's looking pretty racy to get past Dale now. And Vintage and Speedy have dropped to the back of that pack. As Ripped Off has actually got onto the back of them as well. Again, I've mentioned it a couple times, but I'm going to keep saying it. Track position is so vital on this track because
Definitely.
Speedy and Oil and Rex were our top 3 from last race, and they are stuck back in 6th, 7th, and 9th currently. So,
That's Speedy
absolutely
through.
massive.
Speedy through on Vintage Racer in 9th position now. He's managed to get that done, but these guys seem to be trading positions every lap or two. And yeah, sorry, go ahead, Dragon.
Well, another thing to mention is Connor's gotten past Smurf, as has Tankmaster for 2nd and 3rd, but Tank has just got a 1-second penalty. So, after all that hard work to get up into the podium position, he's going to have to serve the 1-second penalty this lap, and might drop back down to 4th yet again. But Connor's actually just got
Con's
moved
out
on
front.
Evil One for first.
Evil One ran a little bit wide there, caught a bit of sand, and that's opened the door for Con through to first position.
Now the Great Wall of Con has the lead, and he will not be looking to give that up easily.
Oh, he'll be mounting machine guns on his turrets as we speak. He's not letting anyone through. But Tankmaster looking very racy on Evil One, but he's still got that penalty to serve.
Yeah, I'll be very interested to see where he burns it. Well, he's burnt a little bit off there as he's given Evil One a little bit of a bump, and Smurf's going to come back through for that as well. He's given Evil One a little bit of how you going on the way through. And then Tank is going to serve his penalty and drop back behind both cars by the looks of it. While Oil has come to the front of that mid-pack and is leading the charge to the back of these guys.
Oh, nice work.
So I think the one who's suffered most from all the traffic this race has been Speedy Tyres at the moment, but if the race were to end now, he would be in a great spot for the final race of the night. Tank's burning most of his penalty off. It's not looking like he wants to get it done before the line either. There he goes, gets it done just after. And since he's waited so long, he's actually lost the spot to Oil, Rexy, and Dale's going to slip in right behind him too. So 1 second
Tankmaster will be kicking himself now, I think.
Yep, and Con has just absolutely run away at the front too. He's got himself a 2-second gap.
The tyres on Con's car are absolutely stellar. He's driving very well on those soft tyres.
Yeah, well, being one of the only MR cars in the field, you would expect them to take these corners so well and have a very big speed advantage through these sweeping sections as well.
Man, this battle for second or third.
Oh my goodness,
Oil
it's
goes to
3 wide.
Wow. Oh, what?
Oh, Smurf!
How did he do that?
I don't know how he pulled it up though
that
either.
as well. Oh my goodness. What an insane
back to
pack. Tank's
sixth.
got himself a 2-second penalty.
Smurf has a penalty.
Do we want to have
Yeah,
another
well,
look at that, or do we want to...
Yeah, I think we... Let's stick
I
with...
think we should save that for
I've
later.
saved it.
Come back to
Man,
it.
look at that.
Yeah,
pack.
we'll watch, let it play out.
That
Yeah,
is-
look at that. Just a massive train from second back to 7th.
And 11th, I think it is. Tank is back in 11th
Oh, right.
on the back of that.
God, if it wasn't for a 3.5 second lap to Con, you'd think this was lap 1.
This is absolutely insane racing, and after it all, Oil has found himself in second. So,
Slipstream, the real winners here. Hey, fine moves.
yes.
Nice work, boys.
Dockhead's got himself in with a chance back in 9th as well.
So, who would be the best person to jump on board with for that?
I think
replay?
Smurf, to see how he somehow saved that after going side by side through it all.
Yeah. Gosh, where is he?
He is in
Fifth.
fifth.
Alright, let's jump on board with Smurf.
All line of stone.
She's in third. Oil comes through. 3 wide. Smurf onto the grass a touch. Slid out. Yeah, he just... Yeah.
Just waiting for the
So he just went a bit wide on... Went a bit wide after that 3 wide drama.
Yeah, I think he got a little bit of a nudge from Oil, but nothing too much. Dirty tyres on the behind, and he slid through it. And, yeah, wow.
Rex up into third, boys.
Rex into third.
Yeah.
He's managed to wrestle that away from Evil One. But meanwhile, the battle for fifth between Speedy Tyres and Dale is raging.
Yeah,
And we've got a wild vintage racer in the mix too.
A lot this race. So he's gone from fighting for 4th and 3rd to down to 10th because of 3 seconds worth of penalties.
Oh, is that
Just shows how
Rexy?
close this fighting is.
Rexy's got a little bit of sand there. Rexy's out wide, gifting third position back to Evil One.
One won't be complaining about that. He'll be trying to take it and run with it because there's not many more overtaking spots left in this lap, being the final lap of the race as well.
Speedy Tyres on the left of Dale. Looks like not quite an overlap, so he's got about 4 corners to get this pass done.
I can't believe how close this pack is after
It's
7
incredible,
laps
isn't
of racing. Oh,
Evil One!
The rejoin is going to be massive. Oh my goodness,
man.
that's terrifying. And he's
Wow.
going to get absolutely robbed on this straight now. Everyone's going to be like a NASCAR race. They're just going to jump in their slipstream and run straight past him.
That's
Like
it. What's going to
Dockhead's
happen
might be the only
here?
one not to make it. Oh, Dockhead's
Oh,
stuck it up
there's
the inside
contact.
through there
There's
as well.
contact driving. Speedy Tyres wide. Vintage racer. Oh, there's more contact.
Oh,
There is. We're going to have 3
Con's gonna get the win.
BMWs.
great job to Con for that win. Oil's got 2nd. Rexy's
Wow.
going to come across the line in 3rd, and then that
Oh.
absolutely crazy pack of cars.
Ripdoc has stolen 6th position from Vintage Racer. I don't even know where he came from.
Would we be able to get a replay on that, or has
Oh, no, you can't once the results kick in.
That's
That was
alright.
intense.
see that
was-
one? But wow.
That, I have no idea where Ripdoc came from then, but that was. I thought that was going to be a BMW all 3 in a row, and it all got mixed up. These races with these drivers.
Oh mate.
Now we've got 14 laps of it and bringing tyre strategy into it for a 14 lapper.
Even one's left the room.
That was a very, very unlucky unlucky bit of AstroTurf for Evil One to grab there, and
Which is so
it's
easy to
just
do
lost
here as
him.
well.
Oh, it is. We've all done it.
Such a bugger. Maybe
Yeah, so Con-
just might not be getting stuff.
Con with the win. Oil in my blood 2nd. Rexy 3rd. Nice work. Yeah, but Tankmaster, gosh, that's an unfortunate result for him.
Brutal. But he's going to be starting on pole for the final race of the night,
True.
which I think will be massive. So Oil and Rex have got themselves some pretty good points so far tonight. Both finishing in their podium spots in both races.
Yeah.
So what type of tyre strategies do you think we'll be seeing here, Scotty?
I think that there are. I think that we'll see cars running mostly equal stints, probably 7 laps apiece on the mediums and the softs. You can get 7 laps out of the softs, and you'll really want to maximise it, that time on the softer tyre. But I think that someone like Tankmaster, who'll be starting out in front, I think he'd be well served by putting mediums on early pretty much to make sure that the cars behind him can't capitalise if they were to run softs.
See, I would think the other way. I would think he would start on the softs and try and build
Try and
himself
skate
as much
away.
of a gap early while he's got the clean air.
I mean, they're both viable strategies. It's, I suppose we'll have to see, won't we?
Yeah, I guess if you're starting in pole, like, you'd start on softs, wouldn't you? That'd make sense to me.
I would personally, if it was me, I'd be starting on mediums, because if I can defend properly, then all the cars behind me have to go at my pace, and they'll just be wearing the life out of their soft tyres without really being able to use them, which lets me scamper away after I pit on my 7th lap or so.
Yeah.
But you never know. I mean, each driver has their own strategy.
I don't think Tankmaster's going to have a lot of pressure from behind initially, so he probably could do mediums and hang on to that, I reckon. He'd have the pace to stay out in front on mediums for sure. Alright, so race 3 should be kicking off soon.
I believe Smurf is just waiting to see if Evil One's going to join back, because he did leave after the last race. And there we go, we're away. Alright, fine moves. Who's your hot pick off the start?
Oh, it's got to be Tankmaster, I'd say.
I guess we'll get a quick preview of what tyres he's on as well. So he's gone with the softs to start off as well.
So he'll be aiming to make that gap as big as he can.
So the entire field, apart from Tankmaster, is on mediums, so he is absolutely going to run away for the start of this.
Yep.
As we see the lights come on.
Oh, Smurf jumps the start. That's going to be carnage behind him.
It looks like everyone's sorting their way through nice and cleanly, luckily.
Yeah, they've got through cleanly. That's good.
Smurf will be kicking himself for that one. He's gone straight back to the very dead last on the field as well. A little bit of argy-bargy going on between Dale and Ripdoc. Trying to hold that 5th position in the S's side by side. Beautiful driving between the two of them though.
Tankmaster with a 2-second lead already. That's as predicted. He's good and gone.
Yeah, looks like Speedy's trying to get up the inside of Ripdoc here as well. Again, beautiful driving between the two of them. And Oil's going to be right behind him. Going to capitalise on it.
Rexy will be keen to put moves on Troy. He'll be trying to make those moves so that he can also break away from the pack a little bit before those behind him can also make passes and latch onto his slipstream, I think.
I think someone who's in a very good spot here is also Vintage, who's shown that he's got the pace but has gotten caught up in traffic a fair bit. And he's starting out in 4th at the moment. As Speedy Tyres has made his way up into 5th already past Dale. So not wasting any time getting towards the front in that Aston. Maybe some drivers haven't had the time to practice on these mediums and a little bit of out of sorts. Vintage goes up the inside of Troy as well.
Oh, and we've got Speedy Tyres. Doesn't look like Vintage is going to
get a double here.
He is going to give him the room. There's going to be an overlap.
He's not giving him much, but he's giving him enough. Oh, he's turned in on him there actually. Bit of a shame.
Speedy's actually the one that's not come off the best there, as Troy looks like he's back through again.
And Oil's going to sneak past him as well.
Oh, bit of... Yeah,
oh,
Speedy's
Dale
dropped
as
back
well.
a few there.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
That was a bump from Vintage turning him on Speedy, and Speedy slammed on the brakes to avoid sending him. That's alright. Now Rexy and Smurf's actually looking for the move on Rexy here to turn 1. Just tuck back in behind him.
Yeah, the rule for basically positioning on track to own a corner is similar to most motorsport. We use the B-pillar rule, so if front of your car's past the B-pillar of the car in front, you own the corner. There was only a very light overlap between Vintage Racer and Speedy there, so I'd be inclined to say that Vintage probably did own that corner.
You mean Rex? Or...
Oh, no, on the...
yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
But speaking of Rexy, he is all over the back of Speedy now. Rexy's actually short-shifting a fair bit here as well, so the fuel-saving strategy coming in on them medium tyres. As they're too wide up ahead, Vintage and Warpath coming into the hairpin. Warpath's going to try and hold it up the inside. Vintage going around the outside. Too wide behind him as well, between Oil and Troy.
Great exit from Vintage.
Oil is heavy fuel saving as well out of that hairpin. Looking like he's going to get it done on Warpath as well if Troy doesn't hold him up here, which he has.
God, that's a long train of cars from 8th through to 2nd.
Yep, and Tankmaster is laughing his way the whole way down this straight, I guarantee you. With a 7.2 second lead before 2 laps is done.
He's nearly at the point where he could pit onto softs and then pit again when everyone else does.
Yeah.
But now that all this battling's done, Vintage will really want to tuck his ears back, make as much ground ahead, while the others are stuck behind some of the guys there.
Coming into the first part of the Casio triangle.
Yeah, they are.
Too wide through the exit as Dale's gotten up the inside of Warpath. And Speedy's ducked into the pits to get out of the traffic. So he's probably going to do 2 5-lap stints on them softs from here on.
That's Speedy into the pits to grab some softs, that's it. Oh, wow.
So Dale's just come through on Warpath as well into turn 1, and Rexy's tried to follow him through, but he's given him a little bit of a bump. And Smurf is right up behind them all, followed by Ripdoc. Con finally making a little bit of ground on them after such a good race last race. Warpath's gone around.
No.
That's unfortunate. It looked like he just clipped a little bit of the grass, and there's not much you can do here at that point.
Yeah, let's have a quick look at that. Let's jump on with a quick replay.
I don't think he had help, but...
Oh, we've missed it. Yeah.
So, Oil looks to be saving fuel pretty well here as well. He's doing a fair bit of lifting coast into some corners because he's stuck behind Troy. And some short shifting on the longer straights. So it'll be interesting to see how much the fuel strategy comes into it when they come in for the stop.
Tankmaster retaining a 10-second lead now.
Yeah, well.
Vintage Racer 6/10 from Troy. Just trying to open that gap.
Yep. Gap from Troy to Oil is only 4/10. They have 1.7 seconds back to Dale in the BMW, who has Rexy with 7/10 behind him, who's actually got a really good run and is cutting that down now. A second back to Smurf with Ripdoc 2/10 behind him, very close behind. Connor's caught onto the back and is 6/10 behind those two. Then there is a 5.4 second gap back to Speedy, who has pitted for some fresh softs, and Warpath, who we saw unfortunately spin, is down into 11th with a 4.5 second gap back to Speedy. So, just a quick run through the field so you know where your favourite races are at.
That's Smurf with a run on Rexy down the main straight, and he's going to get it done.
There's also Con going past Ripdoc, who I can't spectate for some odd reason.
I wonder if there is some fuel-saving strategy going on, which is gifting these guys those positions.
So with fuel at the moment, the person with the most looks to be Tankmaster actually, out in front. Surprisingly, so I did not expect that as well. So he's absolutely growing that gap and has the most fuel of the field currently with an almost 11-second lead.
Vintage in second, desperate to increase that gap over a second and a half so that he can break the slipstream.
Yeah, Oil's still right behind Troy. I think he's currently using him to save some fuel, because that Chevy is very thirsty, but he doesn't look to be... It just shows the different kind of vibe throughout the races, where the first two 7-lappers were chaotic and everyone was trying to run through the field. And in the longer race, everyone's calmed it down a little. They're making sure they work their strategy and don't worry too much about the others, as Oil has a little look up the inside of Troy here.
Yeah, those McLarens definitely have good pace on the straights.
Gosh. Yeah, the McLaren Group 4 is a little bit unknown to me. Ooh, as Troy kind of shifts across the track slightly under braking, but didn't look like too much, and both drivers got away with it clean. Back through the field, Rexy is ducking into the pits to get off his mediums. And we have Rip Doc and Con fairly close together coming down the start-finish straight as well. So Rip Doc using the power of that Chevy. Going to run right up onto the back of Con, but I'm expecting Con to drive away through the S's here.
So what are you guys driving tonight?
Oh.
We are in Aston Martin.
Both of us in Aston Martin. Both of us members of Inc. Autosport.
Yeah. Which will be
the
team that's got the number 1 beside him at the top of the team leaderboards at the end of the season.
Yeah.
You need to look at that.
That's correct. That is an accurate description.
Yeah.
Can confirm.
I believe something's happened to Oil there, actually, because he's lost about 1.5 seconds to Troy and has Dale right on his rear bumper. He's actually going to go past him now into the hairpin.
I think that Oil is probably running on a fuel map somewhere around 3 or 4 by the look of it. Because he just doesn't have the pace that I would have expected from that Chevy.
So Warpath has come in and put some softs on, and he's fully fueled that, so he's good with fuel to the end, but might have to stop the tyres again. And the new person with the most fuel on the track that I can see is actually Dale in 5th place in that BMW. She is very heavily short shifting before the RPM gauge even gets to halfway.
Gosh, that early pit stop from Speedy Tyres may not pay off because he's way back in some more traffic.
Yeah, I think he's hoping that everyone will come in now or in the next lap or two, or he'll have enough pace to just drive right around these guys. As Smurf runs really wide. Oh my goodness. He'll have some dirt on his tyres coming into there as Speedy makes the move on Rip Doc. Rip Doc kind of lets it happen, says, alright, you pitted, you're on pressure tyres, you go on through, I'll take your slipstream, thank you very much.
Interestingly, Speedy in his drive to get up further and quicker up the pack, he's wearing the life out of those tyres himself too, so while they are fresher at the moment, they're burning quickly.
With that said, he is only doing 2 5-lap stints on them, I believe, because he did 2 laps on the medium, so he can afford to do it a lot more than most others. But getting stuck behind these two guys on mediums, being Connor and Smurf, is going to cost him so much, especially through this SS section, where your grip means everything. So just a quick update on Tank Master.
Oh, Smurf's wide.
Yeah. Speedy's just going to make his way through that. But as I was saying, yeah, Tank Master now has a 13.5 second gap back to Vintage, and probably doesn't plan on pitting yet. I believe he's going to try and go 7-7, or might even push them softs for 8 laps. As he's
just dropped back. Oh, what happened there?
We might need a replay of that, but I think Oil went for the overtake and Dale might have capitalised on it. Both drivers giving plenty of room as well, coming through that corner. That's what you love to see. It's a little bit of a bump from Dale. A little bit of a hurry up. Both of them got a great exit out of that corner too.
We should start to see more cars jumping in the pits very shortly.
I'm expecting to see a couple in this lap, but since most are on mediums, I'd guess probably lap 7 or 8 for most. Tankmaster in on his softs.
Tankmaster in. With 53% fuel, he's done a great job saving there.
He has. I believe when I tried to pit on lap 6, I had about 48%, so...
Just a splash of fuel for him as well. And he retains his lead in front of the whole pack.
Yeah, wow. So he's taken on about, what, 15 litres of fuel there, I believe? I didn't quite see, but he was at 50 and he's about probably 70-ish, 65, something like that, so... But, Oil's made his way past Troy and is now chasing down Vintage. Both on very similar fuel, but Oil's tyres are leaps and bounds better. I might need to ask him for some tips on how to save tyres, because they're actually looking incredible right now. 7 laps in on mediums and there's barely anything on them. Let's see where Speedy Tyres is at. He's ended up getting past the Great Wall of Con and is charging on to Dale, which I'm sure he's hoping pits this lap or the next. He might actually be in a really good spot here, Speedy Tyres, because if everyone from Vintage back pits, he might jump up into second, that being with another pit stop to go.
I think Oil is going to get past Vintage here very soon.
He's looking very racy, that's for sure.
Oh, he's backed out of that nice and early. Probably wants to get the run onto the straight.
He seems pretty content to run his own race.
Vintage is struggling.
His tyres are in not as good condition as Troy's. That's as Oil's. That's for sure.
To be fair, that corner is an absolute pig, and I hate everything about it. that second part of Spoon, I cannot get my head around. It's just, yeah.
So we should see Oil make a move here, I think. I think it's a good exit.
I thought he was going to duck into the pits there. Troy and Dale have both ducked in.
He should get a move here down the straight.
Yeah.
So Rexy pitted on lap 4. Which is interesting. So he's probably going to be running softs till the end now. Yeah, so he's coming on lap 4. I'm expecting him to come in next lap for some fresh softs, actually, if that's... I don't think he's going to run 10 laps on him, but... Oh, Speedy runs a little wide into the S's. Catches a little bit of dirt, which can be pretty costly through here as well. You need every little bit of grip that your tyres offer.
Definitely, with these off-camber corners as well, it's very easy to be spat out the side, and you catch a little bit of grass, and you'll run right off.
Even just having dirty tyres through there is absolutely brutal. I think in a practice lobby I made up 4 seconds on someone because they had dirty tyres from turn 1 and 2 through the S's. So they can cost you so much. This is the lap I'm expecting to see the rest of the field come in on. So it should be Oil, Vintage, Con, Doc Ed, Smurf. Like Dale came in that lap, so those guys from the top positions I'm expecting to come in this lap. And
Dale coming right up on Smurf now. Dale on his soft tyres.
Speedy tyres might also come in on this lap as well.
Dale looks like he's got a great overlap on Smurf, but
that Aston might
the power of that Aston.
Yeah, Dale gives up on it, rolls off the throttle a little bit. Ooh, Smurf just clips a little bit of grass on the exit there. and he rolls
Just
right out of
conceded the
it.
space. Yep.
I'm assuming he's going to pit this lap as well. Here we go, we see all of them coming in. Speedy's going to be on soft with everyone else now. So even playing field, Dale stays out, Smurf comes in, Troy stays out.
As expected. Yep.
That should be the last set of pit stops.
No, we'll still have Ripdoc.
Rex, I believe.
Ripdoc has also yet to pit.
You're correct. Sorry, my screen is bugged out and it says he's pitted 3 times on lap 1, 5, and 7. So I'm expecting to see Rex come in this lap for a fresh set of softs as well. So that should put him back in the kind of 4th area, right in the battle. Ripdoc will be in for a fair bit of fuel as well.
Tankmaster happily skating away now with 11.3 seconds of lead.
And I don't think he'll be stopping again either.
No.
The nearest
he enjoys
person
his alone
to him,
time.
I believe the nearest person to him is Dale in 4th, 19 seconds behind currently. So I think we'll be seeing a jump up in lobbies from Tankmaster next week by the looks of his pace here.
Yeah, definitely.
If we've got any battles going on track here at the moment, looks like everyone's kind of spaced out a fair bit. We've got Oil and Troy fairly close together. Troy does have a penalty to burn fully into the lap as well, which he's going to do there. Okay. Might be
He goes right in front of. Yeah, Ghosting's a bit of an issue with this game.
Yeah. I'm expecting to see Troy pull off to the side here and burn the last of that penalty.
Well, perhaps not.
Maybe not, yeah.
Oil's got the inside.
I'm not sure if Troy knew he was there.
Oh no!
Oh, that's...
You should have burned your penalty! Let me be right! As Dale is going to take over 2nd place now, which is great to see. And he's going to the end, I believe.
Yeah, that's right.
Dale's
He is.
kind of been the dark horse. He's come out of this in a really good
He's played
spot.
his strategy very well. Speedy looking very racy on the back of Oil in My Blood.
Yeah. So we also have Rexy, who's just come out of the pits on some fresh softs in 6th as well. So I'm expecting to see him maybe catch up to Vintage. I don't know if he'll get Speedy, but this will
It'll be that same 4 again.
This fight for 3rd is going to be very interesting because both of them made their final stop on lap 8, and both are on some pretty fresh softs.
The usual suspects.
You just gravitate back towards them whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
It's always how it is.
Oh, pretty happy with this pickup with Oil in My Blood.
Look, we don't need to hear that from you, alright?
Money well spent, fine moves. Money well spent.
That's it, man. It was good to spectate in that off season and just watch some of these new guys. And yeah, he performed really well in the GR2. So yeah,
watching the GR2 races makes it a little less of a lottery for the newer guys as well. You keep your eye on a couple, and it helps so much with your team choice.
Yeah,
I think you also got Untouchables for a steal of a price as well.
Untouchables, that's right. Yeah, he was.
He was
yeah,
only
that was one of the
about
reasons.
3,000, and I think by the end of the season he'll be 700 plus. So
yeah, he mentioned in he was commentating, I think, one of the races, and I think he mentioned how he was going to be a good bargain. So kept that in mind and picked him up.
I've been saying it since I got him to join the league. I've been saying it. I was saying it the other week in foot, and I was like, no, they'll balance his price. Yeah, right. Yeah, sure they will. Auto adjusted my ass.
But yeah, it's a bit of fun when you. Yeah, it's a bit of fun when in that off season where the team owners are buying drivers, and especially the new ones. It's a bit of a gamble. You don't really know exactly what you're going to get, but looks like
you lucked in with Oil in My Blood. He's just run the fastest lap.
Oh, Oh, nice.
207.985 by Oil there.
Yeah. Wow.
That's what that pressure from Speedy Tyres is going to do, being right on the rear of you.
Well,
Definitely
Speedy's
not
looking
a slow
right
driver
on.
by any chance, yeah. And they've
But
caught up
also-
to Dale as well,
Yeah.
so Dale might drop out of the
Interesting.
podium spots if he's
Battle
unlucky
for
here.
second.
Yeah. They've got a fair gap back to Vintage, but he has Rexy right on his rear bumper. Might be some team orders here. Rexy saying, I got some fresher tyres, get out my way, as Vintage rolls off and lets him through. So, they're letting Rexy run free. You can see the cars in front of him as well. So, he'll be wanting to get up in that pack. I don't know if he'll have the time. All the
Yeah,
other guys
Vintage-
are now taking time out of Tankmaster as well, but all that being not anywhere near enough, unless a big mistake comes from him. Which the commentator's curse is a pretty common thing around here, so you never know. But Tankmaster, you're doing really, really well. So-
Oh no, you didn't. You
he ran wide in 130R there too. That was
Dragon.
a bit scary.
He heard you.
Yeah.
He heard you, and he's like, "I'm gonna grab a whole big handful of AstroTurf."
Speedy Tyres has just come through with a purple sector before 130R, only by 0.004 of a second. But I
Ask
think
Vin
that also
Diesel.
means that Oil is on another one as well, because he's gapped Speedy as well. With a bit of a toe from that BMW, I'm expecting a 7.7. I'm calling it. Oh,
Both nines. It now belongs to
9s.
Speedy though.
Yeah, that it does. Not by much either.
Oil making a
gonna
move.
cruise through.
It's a late move, but it's
Gets it done on the brakes
Speedy.
beautifully.
Speedy.
Oh, what?
Oh, wow.
Speedy's jumped on the picks very late. He's just been in awe of what just happened ahead of him.
He has held that well. He's done well to not completely lose that, but as I was saying earlier, the dirty tyres through these S's is going to absolutely bite him as Rexy just eats up that time.
I think Speedy's probably realising he's now not got the time or the laps left to grab Oil in my blood, and he'll be aiming to overtake Dale if he
I
can
think
get up there.
Speedy's going to be on. He's going to be defending from Rexy soon enough now.
Rexy 1.7 back.
He's on 1 lap newer tyres as Rexy, so. And
Speedy.
he's taken that massive chunks out of that time as well. Down to 1.4 now.
Yeah.
So, Rexy, no, you'll be happy to know that the commentators are standing waiting to see you move, mate. Out of our seats for this. I think Dale would be pretty happy seeing Speedy Tyres run wide there as well, and accept that gift of 3 seconds of a gap that he's got now to try and hold on to that podium position.
And as you've said it,
Go on, Rexy. We're out of our seats for you, mate.
that's
Wow.
twice,
Drop
Super
in the
Dragon.
Wow.
They're going to be having words with you after this.
Better be glad I'm not spectating your race.
Yeah.
Yep, the team owner, Squiddy's doing really well.
Oh, he's making sandcastles.
So what that's done from Speedy is that's brought Vintage and Con right
Into
up behind
play.
them too.
Yeah,
So
Con
Con is
right on
actually
the
looking
tail.
on for a move. He's
On
got
now
it done
making the
too.
move.
That's beautiful. I believe that he's just put in his fastest lap of the race with an 8.5 as well as Con. I can't see what his last lap was because my information's bugged out again.
209.99.
Yeah, my information says he's done lap 9, 10, 13, 12 and 13, so I don't know what's going on there, but he's doing a great job. Especially coming from all the way at the back of the field after winning the second race of the night.
Oil in my blood has taken 4 seconds out of Tankmaster in a lap.
I believe Tank might have made a mistake then.
Could well have, but his mediums are definitely showing some wear as well.
Yeah.
I I think you can comfortably say that.
It'll be
it'll
reflected through his lap time, so...
Yeah.
Again, just unless there's a major mistake, he should be fine. Blindly throwing darts at the board right now. Someone's going to go off. I can feel it. Just sort my way through the field to double check.
Don't tell us who you're watching though, because... Dale doing a great job. 3 seconds in front of Rexy. If he can hold Rexy off, it'll be bloody good driving from Dale. That's for sure.
I think he's going to be able to do this. I think Dale's going to be able to hold on.
Too.
He's done a great job of it too. Just very consistent. He hasn't got caught up fighting. He's just raced his race and got it done well. We do see when the last time that these two have pitted. So Doc Ed's catching up to Troy fairly quickly on 3 laps fresher tyres, I believe. And Troy's fuel is very, very low. But he should be good to make it. He might have to short shift a little, but that Corvette power is just absolutely hunting the McLaren down right now. So Doc Ed might be able to steal a spot on this final lap here. Both drivers are giving plenty of room to each other. He's going to back out a little.
Nice driving.
Beautiful driving. Yeah, no, it wasn't any mistake from Tankmaster either. Oiler's just chunking time out of him currently. So Tank's running consistent low 10s and Oiler's in the mid to low 8s. Doc Ed's looking for it here though. He wants that extra spot. Oh, he's giving Troy a little nudge. He's made sure to not gain any advantage from that and rolled off to make sure he doesn't take a position. Very smart driving. Oh, Troy's right on the edge of that AstroTurf and he's gone deep.
Oh, and round he goes.
And Doc Ed will be taking that one with a grin on his face too. He's drove really well this race.
Just nice and consistent.
Yep,
Rip Dog.
beautiful.
He's done very well.
Alright, Tankmaster's got one more time through 130R. She's done really well. Casio triangle, and then he's got to claim his very well thought out victory, jumping onto those softs and just running away at the start. Very well done to Tankmaster there after a rough race too, all the penalties and stuff.
That's it. He wasn't pleased with how it went. He was involved in a couple of incidents, a couple of penalties, but he's ultimately victorious in the 14 lapper by a substantial margin. So it's not only
Boyles crossed the line for second there to confirm that as well.
That's it.
Dale with a very well deserved third, Rexy fourth, Speedy fifth, Con with a little bit of a flick across the line for sixth, Vintage seventh. Doc Ed's going to claim that eighth after forcing Troy into a small error. Then we got a small gap back to Smurf. Hope everyone's going to finish. The final race timer is only 60 seconds.
Yeah, that should be 180, shouldn't it?
It should
be 180.
Warpath, after driving a fair bit of the race at the back, has taken 10th spot out, so very good job to him. And Troy is out of fuel and paused after a rough one, and he's not actually going to get a finishing time there, which is unfortunate. But very well done to Tankmaster, well driven, mistake free.
Yeah, great job. Great job.
Well done to all our Division 2 races. That's that wraps up Division 2 for this evening, but stick with us. We have further commentary for you for the Premier League, which will be hosted by Rexy, Vintage and Herbal Green Tea. That'll be kicking off in about 20 minutes at 7:30 p.m. But thanks for Division 2 for putting on a great show, and thanks to Super Dragon and Fine Moves in the box with me here.
No worries,
Yeah,
thanks
it's been a
guys.
pleasure.
Great race.
And for any of you that want to see how we go on track, we will all three of us will be racing in the Premier League division tonight. So
So hopefully we'll see you guys all soon.
Alrighty, see you guys soon.
guys.
Thanks, guys.